Before you scroll, stop. This is not random. You did not find this by accident. Chosen one, I have been calling you. Through the silence, through the pain, through the nights you cried and no one saw. You feel it, don't you? The pressure, the attacks, the strange battles that make no sense. Others walk easily, but you've had to fight for every breath. You thought it was rejection. You thought it was failure. You thought I had left you. I did not. What you are facing is not punishment. It is preparation. The enemy whispers that you are forgotten. But why would darkness fight someone insignificant? Pay attention. Do not look away. What happens next in your life will change everything, but only if you listen. You are marked. You are watched. You are chosen. Your rejection was not abandonment, it was divine separation. Listen to me, chosen one. When they walked away, when the door closed without explanation, when the room went silent, and your name was no longer called, you thought I had left you too. You mistook my protection for punishment. You cried, asking, why wasn't I enough? But the question was never about your worth. It was about your assignment. I removed you because where they were going, you could not follow, not without shrinking, not without dimming your light, not without betraying the destiny I placed inside you before you ever took your first breath. You felt rejected. But what you were really feeling was separation from what could not carry your calling. They celebrated what was common. You were created for what is uncommon. And when oil is rare, it must be set apart. I saw what they did not see. I saw the weight you carry. I saw the influence that will one day flow from your obedience. I saw the generations tied to your yes. So I allowed the separation. Not to wound you, but to preserve you. If I had let you stay, you would have settled. You would have blended in. You would have accepted crumbs in places I designed you to own. The loneliness hurt, didn't it? The nights felt long. The silence felt loud. But in that silence, I was reshaping you. In that isolation, I was refining you. In that space where no one clapped for you, I was building strength that applause could never create. You were not abandoned. You were being repositioned. Some people are removed because they cannot go where you are going. Some environments collapse because they cannot contain who you are becoming. Do you think eagles are rejected by chickens? No. They are simply not built for the same altitude. You cried over tables I was protecting you from. You begged to stay in rooms that would have suffocated your spirit. But I love you too much to let you die in places beneath your purpose. Chosen one, hear me clearly. Rejection was the sign that your identity was shifting, that your season was changing, that your circle was being purified. I separated you because you are marked, because what is on your life cannot mix with everything, because destiny requires distinction, and now you stand stronger, wiser, more discerning. The same people who overlooked you will one day recognize the oil on your life. The same doors that closed will not matter when the right ones open. Trust this. If I removed it, it was not meant to remain. If I allowed it to fall apart, it could not carry your future. You were never left. You were chosen, and chosen ones are always set apart. The battles around you reveal the calling upon you. Listen closely, chosen one. You keep asking why it has been so hard, why your life feels like a battlefield while others seem to walk through gardens. Why opposition finds you. Why misunderstanding follows you. Why resistance rises the moment you try to grow. You thought it meant you were cursed. You thought it meant you were unlucky. But what if the warfare is proof of your worth? Ordinary lives do not attract extraordinary resistance. Darkness does not mobilize against something that poses no threat. The pressure around you is not random. It is a reaction. Before you even understood who you were, the spiritual realm did. Before you recognized your gift, opposition detected it. Before you accepted your calling, it was already marked. That heaviness you feel, it is not because you are weak. It is because you are carrying something weighty. You have been fighting battles that don't match your RA, facing storms that don't match your age, enduring betrayals that don't match your kindness. And you wondered, why me? Because of what is on you. A high calling casts a long shadow, and wherever there is light, darkness tries to compete. But understand this. The intensity of the fight is revealing the magnitude of your destiny. If your future were small, the attacks would be small. If your purpose were shallow, the resistance would be shallow. Yet you have survived things that should have broken you. You stood up after losses that should have ended you. You kept breathing when anxiety tried to suffocate you. Why? Because you are built for this level of warfare. Warriors are not trained in comfort. They are shaped in conflict. They are refined in fire. Every betrayal sharpened your discernment. Every disappointment strengthened your endurance. Every delay deepened your faith. You were not being destroyed. You were being developed. The battle around you is not there to defeat you. It is there to reveal you, to show you how strong you are, to awaken gifts you didn't know you carried, to push you into authority you would have never claimed in ease. Chosen one, stop interpreting the fight as failure. See it as confirmation. You are contending because you are called. You are opposed because you are anointed. You are targeted because you are dangerous to the kingdom of darkness. And hear me clearly. I have not placed you in a war you cannot win. The same pressure that surrounds you is building the power within you. The same fire that tests you is tempering your spirit into unbreakable strength. One day, you will look back at these battles and understand they were rehearsals for rulership. They were preparation for influence. They were proof that your life carries divine assignment. Do not fear the warfare. It is announcing who you are becoming. Isolation was God's training ground, not your prison. Come closer, chosen one. Let me speak into the silence you've been living in. You thought you were forgotten. You thought you were hidden because you were unworthy. You watched others gather, celebrate, connect, while you sat alone with your thoughts, your questions, your tears. It felt like exile, like you were locked out of life. But you were not locked out. You were locked in with me. Isolation was never meant to cage you. It was meant to carve you. I pulled you away from the noise because your ears needed sharpening. I removed the crowd because your identity was getting tangled in their opinions. I silenced the applause because you were starting to depend on it. In the quiet, I began to rebuild you. Every lonely night strengthened your inner voice. Every cancelled plan forced you to confront yourself. Every season of being overlooked detached you from the addiction to validation. You call it loneliness. I call it preparation. You could not carry the weight of your destiny with a crowded soul. You could not step into leadership while still needing constant reassurance. You could not walk boldly while fearing rejection. So I trained you in stillness. Warriors are not only forged in battle, they are trained in solitude, in isolation. You learned discernment. You began to sense what was real and what was fake. You started to see people for who they truly are. You recognized your own weaknesses and faced them. That was not punishment. That was power forming. When you cried in rooms where no one could hear you, I was strengthening your resilience. When you felt invisible, I was teaching you to stand without applause. When you felt disconnected, I was anchoring you deeper into purpose. You were not buried. You were planted. Seeds disappear before they rise. Roots grow in darkness before branches reach sunlight. If I had elevated you too soon, the spotlight would have exposed cracks you hadn't healed. If I had expanded your circle too early, you would have been influenced instead of influential. So I gave you space, sacred space. Space to unlearn, space to grow, space to become. Chosen one, isolation was not your prison cell. It was your classroom. You were studying strength. You were mastering self-control. You were developing spiritual authority without even realizing it. And now, something has shifted inside you. You are less desperate, less easily shaken, more aware, more grounded. That is the result of the training ground. The world may have thought you were alone, but you were under construction. And when the doors open again, when the right people arrive, when the stage expands, you will walk in not as someone seeking approval, but as someone who knows who they are. Isolation did not confine you. It refined you. What tried to break you was sent because you carry something powerful. Yes, you. I see the moments you don't talk about. The nights you almost gave up. The silent battles you fought with a smile on your face. The weight you carried while telling everyone, "I'm fine." You wondered why the hits kept coming. Why just when you started healing, something else shattered. Why the pressure felt personal. It was personal, but not in the way you think. The attack was not about who you were. It was about what you carry. You hold influence. You hold discernment. You hold a future that shifts atmospheres. And darkness always tries to crush what threatens it. What tried to break your confidence knew you would one day speak with authority. What tried to break your heart knew you would one day love with wisdom. What tried to break your spirit knew you would one day stand unshakable. The intensity of the assault was a clue. Small destinies do not require heavy opposition. Fragile callings do not face relentless storms. But you were marked early. That betrayal, it was an attempt to harden you. That failure, it was an attempt to label you. That loss, it was an attempt to drain your hope. But look at you. You are still here, still breathing, still seeking me, still standing, even if your knees shake. Do you understand what that means? It means what's inside you is stronger than what came against you. Fire does not destroy gold, it reveals it. Pressure does not crush diamonds, it forms them. Every trial that was meant to end, you only exposed your endurance. Every scheme that was meant to silence, you only strengthened your voice. You thought you were breaking, but you were becoming wiser, becoming deeper, becoming dangerous to the forces that underestimated you. Chosen one, hear me clearly. The enemy does not waste ammunition on the insignificant. You were targeted because you are valuable. You were tested because you are trusted. You were shaken because you are called to stand where others fall. What tried to break your mind did not know it was building resilience. What tried to break your faith did not know it was deepening roots. What tried to break your heart did not know it was teaching discernment. You carry something powerful, a presence, a calling, an assignment that will impact lives you haven't even met yet. And nothing that came against you has the authority to cancel what I placed within you. You are not fragile. You are forged. You are not defeated. You are developing. And the very thing that tried to destroy you will one day become the testimony that proves you were chosen all along. Spiritual warfare confirms you are a threat to darkness. Listen carefully, chosen one. Do not fear the battles that surround your life. Do not let the chaos convince you that you are losing, because I need you to understand something sacred, something powerful, something quietly terrifying to the forces that oppose you. You are not under attack because you are weak. You are under attack because you are dangerous to darkness. There are things you cannot see with your eyes, but your life is loud in the spiritual realm. Your choices matter there. Your faith matters there. Your persistence matters there. When you wake up and decide to keep going after everything tried to make you stop, that is warfare. When you still believe in goodness after betrayal, that is warfare. When you still love after heartbreak tried to harden you, that is warfare. You thought the struggle meant something was wrong with you. But what if something is very, very right about you? The darkness does not fight people who are already lost. It fights people who might become beacons of light. I have seen how fear tried to visit your mind late at night, whispering lies about your future, telling you that you are alone, telling you that you are forgotten. But listen to my voice louder than those whispers. If you were insignificant, there would be no resistance against your peace. If your life carried no purpose, there would be no effort to steal your joy. If your destiny was small, there would be no organized attempts to break your spirit. But you carry light that disrupts darkness. Your kindness is not weakness. It is spiritual authority expressed through compassion. Your forgiveness is not vulnerability. It is power refusing to be controlled by bitterness. Your perseverance is not stubbornness. It is destiny refusing to be cancelled. Every time you chose to keep going when you wanted to quit, you sent shockwaves through spiritual opposition. Every time you prayed when you felt nothing, you strengthened unseen foundations beneath your life. Every time you stood up again after falling, you declared that your story was not over. Chosen one, I want you to remember this deeply. You are not fighting for victory. You are fighting from victory already planted inside your purpose. The attacks you face are actually acknowledgements. They are like alarms going off in darkness, signaling that something powerful is awakening. And I am proud of how you have fought when no one was watching. Proud of how you have kept your heart soft while standing in hard seasons. Proud of how you have chosen faith over fear again and again. The warfare around you is not the end of your story. It is proof that your presence changes atmospheres. It is proof that your life carries spiritual authority. It is proof that you were never meant to live unnoticed. You are a threat to darkness simply because you refuse to become like it. The delay was protection, not denial. Breathe, chosen one. Slow your heart. Listen to me in this quiet moment where truth feels heavier than disappointment. You have been wondering why things did not happen when you wanted them to. Why doors stayed closed while you kept knocking. Why dreams felt so close you could almost touch them, and then suddenly they slipped away again. You thought I was saying no, but I was actually saying not yet. You see time as loss, I see time as preparation. You wanted the promotion before you were ready for the responsibility. You wanted the relationship before your heart was fully healed. You wanted the stage before your character could carry influence without being changed by it. And I love you too much to rush your destiny into environments that would have consumed you. The delay you felt was not punishment. It was protection wearing the disguise of silence. There were versions of you that were not strong enough yet to carry what I have planned. Not because you were weak, but because you were still being built. Do you remember how painful waiting felt? Watching others move forward while you stayed in preparation seasons. Watching opportunities pass by while you kept asking, "Why not me?" I heard every question. I collected every tear. But I was guarding you from timing that would have broken you. Sometimes I delay promotion because your character needs to catch up to your calling. Sometimes I delay connection because the wrong people would have attached themselves to your destiny. Sometimes I delay success because I am building emotional strength inside you that success alone cannot give. You were not being overlooked. You were being positioned. Hidden seasons are not wasted seasons. They are sacred construction zones where I build foundations deep enough to hold your future influence. Because what I am preparing for you is not temporary happiness. It is lasting purpose. It is impact that outlives convenience. It is destiny that cannot be shaken by storms. You felt forgotten in the waiting, but you were actually under divine observation and care. Like a seed buried underground, wondering if it would ever see sunlight again, not knowing that growth was happening where no one could see. The delay saved you from rushing into rooms where your voice would have been silenced. The delay saved you from relationships that would have drained your spirit. The delay saved you from opportunities that looked beautiful but carried hidden poison. Trust me when I say this, chosen one. What is meant for you is still moving toward you. Not in panic, not in haste, but in perfect alignment with your purpose. The timing of your breakthrough will feel like destiny suddenly catching up to your faith. And when it happens, you will look back at this waiting season and understand, I was never ignoring you. I was protecting the future version of you that is about to walk into everything I promised. Your pain was preparation for a destiny bigger than your fear. Listen to me, chosen one. Do not run from your pain. Do not pretend it never happened. Because I was there in every moment you thought you were alone. I saw the tears you wiped away before anyone could notice. I heard the prayers you couldn't finish because your voice was shaking. I felt the weight you carried while smiling in front of people who had no idea you were barely standing. You thought your pain was proof that something was wrong with your life. But what if your pain was actually proof that something powerful was being formed inside you? You have been through experiences that reshaped your soul, loss that humbled you, betrayal that sharpened your discernment, failure that forced you to rebuild your confidence from the ground up. You called it suffering. I call it preparation, because the person you are becoming cannot be built in comfort. Great destinies are not raised in silence alone. They are shaped in struggle. Your fear has tried to tell you that you will never recover, that the scars on your heart will define your future, that what you lost is bigger than what you will gain. But I need you to hear me clearly. Your pain did not weaken you, it expanded you. Pain stretches the soul, it deepens compassion. It strengthens wisdom, it teaches you what strength really looks like. Not loud, not proud, but steady. You are not the same person who started this journey. You think you are still carrying the old wounds. But I have been transforming those wounds into strength you cannot yet fully see. The fear you fought was not meant to destroy you. It was meant to teach you courage. Because the destiny I have placed inside you is larger than your comfort zones, larger than your doubts, larger than the voices that told you that you were not enough. You survived seasons that should have broken your spirit. You kept going when hope felt thin. You kept believing when logic said give up. That was not survival by accident. That was spiritual endurance being built inside you. There will come a moment when you step into your destiny and realize why you had to endure what you endured. You will speak with authority because you have lived through struggle. You will comfort others because you have felt their pain. You will lead with humility because you know what it feels like to be overlooked. Chosen one, your pain was not wasted. Not one tear was unnoticed. Not one prayer was ignored. Everything you went through was shaping you into someone strong enough to carry the destiny waiting for you. And when you finally stand in your purpose, you will understand. Your pain was never meant to break you. It was meant to prepare you for something far greater than your fear. Breakthrough is closest when the pressure feels unbearable. Hear me, chosen one. Do not collapse now. Do not believe the lie that the weight you feel means you are losing. Because I see you in this moment of pressure. I see how life feels tight around you. How problems seem to multiply just when you thought you were about to breathe. How hope feels fragile, like it could break if one more thing goes wrong. You are standing in what feels like the final stretch of endurance. And I need you to know something powerful, something sacred, something deeply personal. Breakthrough does not announce itself when life is easy. Breakthrough comes when everything inside you is being tested at once. You are being stretched, not destroyed. Pressure is not always punishment. Sometimes pressure is the signal that something is about to burst open in your favor. Think about a seed buried deep underground. It feels darkness. It feels weight above it. It feels like it is being crushed by soil it cannot see through. But beneath that pressure, life is moving. Roots are learning strength. Stems are gathering courage to break through the surface. You are in that kind of season. You keep asking, how much more can I take? And I am asking, how much more glory can your story carry? The pressure is not random. It is focused, targeted, strategic. Because something big is about to happen in your life, and preparation always feels uncomfortable before manifestation feels beautiful. You are closest to your miracle when you feel like you are running out of strength. You are closest to new doors when old doors are closing loudly behind you. You are closest to destiny when fear is trying hardest to convince you to quit. Do not stop now. I know your mind is tired. I know your heart is heavy. I know you have been strong for so long that you are afraid of breaking. But listen to me. Breaking is not always destruction. Sometimes breaking is what must happen before breakthrough can rise. Something inside you is about to shift. Something around you is about to change. Something you prayed for in secret is about to become visible in your life. The pressure you feel is not meant to crush you. It is meant to force something greater out of you. You will look back at this season and realize it was the moment your strength grew louder than your fear. The moment your faith became louder than your doubt. The moment your destiny refused to stay hidden any longer. Chosen one, stay standing, stay believing, stay moving forward, even when you cannot see the full path. Because I am working in the pressure, and breakthrough is not far from where you are standing right now. Listen to me, chosen one. Slow your breathing. Because something inside you is starting to wake up right now. You are beginning to understand something that once felt impossible to believe. That your pain was never wasted. You thought the suffering was random. You thought the nights you cried alone were just bad luck. You thought the doors that slammed shut were signs that you were not meant to win. But I was working quietly, carefully, protectively. Every tear you shed was collected in purpose. Every disappointment you survived was shaping your strength. Every moment you thought you were falling apart was actually me putting pieces of your destiny back in the right order. You were not being punished, you were being prepared. Do you feel it now? That stirring inside your spirit? That strange peace growing inside the same places that used to feel broken? That is destiny activation beginning. You survived things that should have changed who you were in the worst way, but instead, they refined you. You experienced people who were not meant to stay in your story, because I was protecting your future from their influence. You walked through fire that should have burned your purpose out, but instead, it revealed the strength I placed deep inside you, before you were even aware of it. You were not just surviving, you were training. While you were crying, I was building resilience. While you were confused, I was building wisdom. While you were waiting, I was building timing so precise that when your breakthrough arrives, it will feel like destiny itself is finally catching up to your life. And now the realization is starting to hit you. You are not ordinary. You are not forgotten. You are not behind in life. You are exactly where you needed to be to become who you are becoming. The pain was never meant to define you. It was meant to activate something inside you that could only be awakened through struggle. You carry purpose that darkness tried to hide from you. You carry influence that opposition tried to silence. You carry a future that your past tried to convince you was impossible. But look at you now, still believing, still breathing, still moving forward even when hope felt fragile. That is not weakness. That is spiritual power being revealed slowly, beautifully, intentionally. You were protected when you did not understand why things were taken away. You were guided when you thought you were lost. You were held together by grace you could not see, but were always surrounded by. And now the purpose of your pain is becoming clear. You were not destroyed. You were designed for destiny. And your story is not ending in survival. It is rising into purpose, calling, and divine victory. Listen to me, chosen one, stand up. Not because life has stopped hurting, but because you are stronger than what tried to break you. I never left you. Not in the nights you cried without words. Not in the moments you thought I had forgotten your prayers. Not when fear whispered that your story was finished. I was there, holding your future while you were surviving your present. Now rise, not with fear but with authority, not with doubt, but with destiny in your chest, like fire that cannot be extinguished. Your victory is not coming. It is already being prepared in ways you cannot yet see. Walk forward with courage. Speak life over your future. Refuse to believe the lies that tried to label you as defeated. You are chosen. You are protected. You are destined to win where God has already written your victory. Now go and live like someone who knows they are never alone.